video, I am going to be bringing you exclusively. Y'all don't know how many times I just wanted to put this out there and just, like let the words speak for themselves. But I decided to bring it to you on my YouTube channel first, and then I will release it to Twitter. So people on YouTube will get it first. So give you even more incentive to go ahead and subscribe. Like this video, share this video, take this video and go and put it over on Twitter or Facebook or wherever you have the most reach. Put it in your groups on Facebook, blast it anywhere, because this is the type of stuff that never gets shared in academia widely. Like people might, circulate it to their friends, be like, look, you got to see what I ended up writing when I left. But I am tearing down all the secrecy behind what it's like to be on a tenure track at a very dysfunctional and bizarre university. So, I figured let's actually start this channel off with the end. We're going to start from, the end of me leaving. And I'll be going back through this whole series and breaking it down for you month by month, because I journaled and documented and kept all the receipts of the stuff that was happening as they were unfolding in this really bizarre department. So, and just my experience with the institution as a whole and the UT system, we're pulling the veil of secrecy off. And I'm going to be sharing with you my entire experience from 2018 to 2021, and how I prevailed in spite of, a lot of people didn't know what was going on during the time while I was there. I was very quiet, in terms of the public eye. I tried the best I could to handle stuff internally and follow procedures and go through the Title IX complaints and go through the EEOC, and man, all that stuff ain't nothing but some checking boxes. But I checked my boxes. I did. I checked my boxes, and I'm going to take you through every decision that I made in combating a racist and sexist department and institution in higher ed. And all I'm doing is telling the truth exactly as it happened and sharing my experience. And I know I'm not the only one. So I just want to share my resignation letter. I'm sharing my resignation letter here with y'all first, because y'all deserve that. Y'all deserve to hear it here first. If you have decided to subscribe or come check out my channel, I want to give you something unique that is not all over the internet yet. But I do want y'all to, again, share the video, like it, subscribe, and encourage other people to subscribe to this channel. I think it will be very helpful for particularly Black folks in academia, to give voice to why we are vastly underrepresented in various fields in higher ed, and especially tenured and tenure track and senior full professorate, one in a million for Black, in terms of Black representation. So yeah, here we go. So and I'm just be reading it to you exactly as it was sent, and I'm gonna put in the screen share or pictures or whatever so you can see it for yourself. I submitted my resignation letter at the very last minute possible. Child, they got a little 2 weeks notice ish. because that's all they deserve. They did not deserve. I knew for a long time before I submitted my resignation letter I was about to be out. But they did not deserve to know until the very last minute. And so I waited until I was ready to announce it to the world, and that's when they found out. I sent the letter to the human resources officer, and either the same or next day I posted on Twitter where my new appointment would be, and had no qualms about it. I do want to share that if you are considering leaving your institution or whatever, don't tell them. Do not tell them, because as soon as you tell them, the retaliation will come, the halting access to resources will come. Like you give them 2 weeks notice, like you work anywhere else. Okay? It is an employer. You ain't married to them. This ain't no relationship. You ain't betraying nobody. This is a business situation. And you're going to get 2 weeks notice, just like I would if I was anywhere else in a different type of setting. So let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, here's the letter, so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. So I sent it. Now the chief human resources officer had just kind of changed recently. The former one was Jean Hood, and my experience with her was very pleasant. When I brought stuff to her attention, she would be like, yeah, no, that's not normal, and that's unfair, and that's crazy that you're experiencing that. But anyway, I'll get into that in another video in terms of the various steps that I went through and various mechanisms that I tried to make this work. I tried. Anyway, here we go. May 3rd, 2021. So y'all, this is fresh. This is fresh for me, but I have taken time to, begin my healing journey, so that this is coming from a place of bringing awareness and education on what occurs, instead of a resentful, mentality. Because obviously I could have posted my resignation letter on May 3rd and been like, boop, but there was a journey I wanted to go through first before doing that. Anyhow, here we go. Dear Officer Washington, and I CC'd the Office of the Provost, I CC'd the Office of the President, and I CC'd the Assistant VP of HR. Dear Officer Washington, with this letter, I hereby formally resign from my position I have a typo, I didn't even realize. My position as an assistant professor of social work, effective May 31st, 2021. Okay, so I gave him more than 2 weeks. Child, look at me. Upon receiving 3 generous offers for tenure track positions at very high ranked research universities, I have decided to take my talents to Rutgers University, where I will be joining the School of Social Work as an assistant professor. Given my accomplishments and contributions to the field, I also take pleasure in accepting the distinguished award and title of Chancellor Scholar for Inclusive Excellence in Intimate Partner Violence and Violence Prevention and Intervention. Now, pause. It is really important. This first paragraph is really important, because what I encountered while I was there tried to diminish my contributions, tried to I'll get into it into another video, but the administration at the School of Social Work was so bogus, y'all. Was so bogus. And I wanted to make it very clear that I was not only productive in my position on the tenure track while at this institution, but I obviously have other options. And to the point of not just having offers, you know what I'm saying, like for any other role, but I'm going to actually hire ranked places that you consider to be, you know, in the upper echelon. So that was point number one. And the second, the reason why I included what my new title would be and the award that I would be accepting from my new place of employment is because, again, it's not just recognized by, you know, the recognition of my work wasn't some small feat, but I actually am being recognized widely for what I have contributed to the field in terms of my research productivity. Because they tried to come and say some crazy stuff in my third year review. So again, that's another video, but I'm gonna get all into those details, y'all. I'm gonna get all into those details. Anyway, that's the context for that first sentence. That first paragraph. That first paragraph was like, I just want to remind y'all who I am. The reason for my resignation, and this was important to me. I could have just left it at that first paragraph, but the following is, it was important for me to spotlight why I was leaving. You know, I mean, because if recruitment and retention of Black faculty, especially Black women, is so important to you as an institution, then you should know why we leave. We don't just up and leave for no reason. I'm going to get into all of it, y'all. I promise. Subscribe. The reason for my resignation is fairly straightforward. I have experienced a pervasively toxic culture in the School of Social Work, of all places. Like, for real. Like, this is crazy to me, of all places. One that is unfortunately wrought with anti-Black racism, sexism, as well as abuse from leadership within the School of Social Work. And again, I got the receipts, so I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. Being a true advocate of social work, inclusivity, racial equity, and social justice, I believe it is essential that higher education practice the concepts and strategies that we strive to impart to the world through the teaching of our students and production of our research. However, it must not only be through our words, but also through our actions. I can confidently say that this is not the practice of UTA School of Social Work, as the actions I have witnessed over the past 3 years prove otherwise. When leadership of an organization, especially those of a School of Social Work, perpetuate stereotypes, allow anti-Black racism, commit numerous microaggressions, and do not support the emotional well-being of those they serve, it is antithetical to the overarching purpose and goals of the social work profession. This behavior took place on a daily basis within the School of Social Work. My resignation is due to the troublesome behaviors I witnessed by UTA School of Social Work leadership, particularly the current dean of the school. This was, again, May 3rd, 2021. The dean of the school was then and still is now, as the posting of this video, Dean Scott Douglas Ryan. I hope that this is something that is investigated by the university leadership and or the UT system in an attempt to create a school of social work that lives by its mission and promotes inclusivity. I wish the institution and colleagues who remain at UTA all the best. I sincerely thank the individuals who supported me and leveraged their power to help me navigate my time at the institution. because it was some real ones, y'all. They was few, but it was some real ones. And I'm going to talk about every single way that they showed up in the ways that they could. We're going to get into all the details, I'm telling you. I hope that my words reach the ears, minds, and hearts of those at UTA who want to create change in the organization and truly want to fight for social justice, equity, and inclusivity. It must start with internal, systematic change. Sincerely, Dr. Maxine Davis. Y'all, there it is. There it is. Go ahead, share it. I encourage people to share their resignation letters when they leave toxic places. Openly share it. I genuinely hope that change is on the horizon, but given what I've seen even since I left there, they don't want to change. They don't want to change. And the horrific things that current faculty share, it's just so sad. Nobody, not even just talking about Black folks and underrepresented groups, but nobody should endure or experience the things that are currently going on there and the things that have been going on there for many years under the direction of the current leadership. The second in command is a Black woman, and y'all, the disappointment and the hurt from somebody that look like you and then mess around and you actually see them for who they are, man, y'all. Anyway, but again, I named the dean of the school in my resignation letter, even though I could have named many more people. Ultimately, that is the person I decided to name. And I encourage you to name people in your resignation letters, serve as a record. So stay tuned for more. I'll be sharing again everything that happened, all the stuff that I saw, all the, again, efforts that I went through to try my best to bring about change from the inside at that place, and all the efforts that I went through to advocate for myself to no avail. I'll be sharing it all on this channel right here. So stay tuned. Love y'all. Peace.